How's it going? How's everybody doing? Essential Notes back to talk fragrance with you guys once again. And today I'm going to be talking about a fragrance that comes from one of my favorite houses based out of New Zealand, One Way Bridge Perfumes. And this particular fragrance I was fortunate enough to pick up last summer actually, around this time in Vegas at the Glamcation event that I attended. This particular fragrance was a release. She had a couple releases that had come out for that event. And this one was kind of like a limited edition run, and it only came in like a 15 ml size, but this is Queen of Kings. It came in a 15 ml size. As you can see, I'm on the last little bit of this, but it has a cool little plain card, Queen of Kings label that's kind of like a corner label. And I'll go ahead and we'll spray it on, and I'm gonna go with this there, and it does more of a squirt right now than a spray. The atomizer's been a little gunked up, but I've used quite a bit of it at the same time. So like I was saying, this was like a limited edition run that was kind of exclusive to Glamcation, so we could buy it at Glamcation. Then I think the people that attended Glamcation could purchase it for the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe it was a month. And then she only had a couple bottles afterwards, and she kind of opened it up for other people to purchase those. And she got a lot of great feedback. Probably I gave her a lot of great feedback on this. I love this scent. And she actually transitioned this to a full bottle now. So I think you can get it in a full bottle. If not, she has her smaller size as a 33 ml, and I think it definitely comes in a 33 ml. So just check out the website, if you're interested in it. But we'll jump into the scent, and I love this scent. It's a very strong scent. It makes a statement. It's a statement maker. It grabs people's attention. You'll stand out a little bit. And it's out of the box. It's not like a traditional fragrance. It's not a Chypre that she built or a fougere. I feel like it's very different, and it's one of a kind. It's unique. It's standalone. For me, it's just, I find it so amazing, so powerful, such a great mashup of ingredients that you wouldn't think would come together, that really pull together and make it a nice wear. And man, this thing lasts all day. So I'm gonna jump into the notes. So for the notes, you have rhubarb, bergamot, pink pepper, tuberose, stout accord, a vinyl accord, vanilla, and civet. So initially when you spray this, you get, it's almost like two sides of the spear. You get the rhubarb and you get the vinyl accord. And it opens up kind of very sharp and tart. And that's kind of what leads the way. Kind of on top of that, you have that bergamot and the pink pepper, which give it a little bit of movement, I say, like a little bit. It has this nice little movement or shimmer to it at the top. Then the undertone is very kind of dark, and I think it serves mostly as an undertone for the whole scent, although you do get these more prominently in the dry, like as it nears what would be traditionally known as a dry down. But this, it doesn't feel like it transitions a ton. It feels maybe like it's a more powerhouse that's linear, and it kind of just fades out. But as it's fading out, you do get more of the base notes. So you have a fantastic stout accord that she, I believe it's the same stout accord that she uses in Stout in Smoke, which is another phenomenal fragrance from the brand. So if you're looking for something that reminds you of like a stout beer, to be honest, there's nothing like that either. That's its own standalone scent that's phenomenal. Check it out. But in that, the stout accord is definitely more pronounced, and it is the central player in that fragrance, where here this really just sits in the background, or like I said, like it's an undertone that kind of pushes out that rhubarb and the vinyl the pink pepper, and then you have that bergamot. So it kind of really forces those things out to the front. But again, mixed with that stout accord, you have this really nice vanillic touch. Doesn't get super creamy, which I appreciate that it's not like the super lactonic thing. Although I like lactonic things, it doesn't seem like it would be fitting for this. And then you have civet, which, if you know, civet really can elevate a fragrance and can take it to the next level. It has a beautiful way that it marries up with other ingredients to kind of make it more full and give it a nice touch. Civet paste by itself is nasty, and so please don't be put off by that when it's mixed with other ingredients. That would be a shame to miss out on some really great fragrances that utilize civet in order to marry up those ingredients in a really unique and gorgeous way, and I feel like that's done here. The civet is very nice, gives a beautiful boost, and it adds its own dimension. It adds another dimension, and I feel like that's what the civet does here, and it really does that across most fragrances that civet is used in. But that's the fragrance, and I feel like it was very fitting to release this in Las Vegas. Just the title, you have the imagery on the label, but on top of that you have this kind of like this sharp kind of aspect in the midst of Vegas with all of the lights and this, that, and the other thing. That rhubarb and that vinyl catches your attention, right? And it's one of these things where it has like the vinyl accord, even just the name of it kind of has these throwbacks to old records, or when vinyl was utilized more. And then the rhubarb is very sharp and cuts through crowds. Like this, you would stand out in a crowd wearing this. It has a boozy undertone with that stout accord. Again, the civet just enhances it, and then you get that little bit of light movement on the very top at the very opening. It's gorgeous, and it just feels like it was so fitting for Vegas. So shout out to Elise. Man, she's been killing it, man. Ever since I smelled her stuff, there's a number of them that I liked, and this is one that my heart has just taken to, and so be on the lookout for. She is going back to Glamcation this year, which was going to be in Los Angeles this year, and so be on the lookout for her. I know she has 3 releases that are coming out, and these 3 releases are fragrances that are inspired by stories from her life. Now, I don't know the stories, but I get a sense that there's a real transparency and vulnerability that she's putting of herself into the perfume. I know that they mean a lot to her, and I'm super stoked to try them. So if you're at Glamcation, if you're going to be there, check them out. If you're not going to be there but you can go, it's at the end of September. I would recommend you go. And if you can't make it, be on the lookout for those 3 fragrances when they are released. And that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I like talking fragrances. Let me know, have you guys ever tried a fragrance that had a vinyl accord in it? I thought that was rather unique. I had never tried one before, and it just had a really cool touch to something, to it for me. And I think that accord really made this kind of unique and special in my mind's eye, especially with that rhubarb. So let me know if you guys have tried a fragrance that kind of utilizes a vinyl accord. If you can, comment, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, that's all I got for you today. So until next time, peace.